Huh.
All right, I think we are live. Welcome to Late Night Gun Chat. We got Austin from Reloading Weatherby here. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. Just been busy helping the family. Got two babies under the age of 2. So you guys know how that is. But my wife's amazing. So I got a chance to come down here and talk with you guys tonight. And it will probably be a fairly short stream, but maybe not. So we'll see how it goes. I know my internet's low, so I might be dragging. I can see the little thing on the StreamYard thing right here. So anyway, guys, we got Alaska One Andy and Grizzly Crazy in the house so far. And as you come into the house, say something so that we know you're here watching. We can welcome you. So anyway, it looks like Austin's having a little trouble. I was about to turn it over to him. I appreciate the support that's still going on for my channel, even though I haven't really produced a lot of content lately because like it's been raining cats and dogs where I can't go make videos. So that's that. Hunter Kirk is here from Northern Idaho as always. So Reloading Weatherby, what's up? What's been going on with you and your channel? You've jumped up 11,000 subscribers. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, I just had a short that went viral. So, I just been doing my normal stuff. Cartridge comparisons. I did do the ELDX bullet penetration test at a lower velocity, and
Yeah.
I know you shared that with your channel, but no surprises with that bullet that it did not hold together.
Yeah.
Um, she's getting ready for hunting, so I've got elk hunting coming up in about a month, and then antelope hunting in Wyoming in November.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going hunting this weekend for caribou again, trying a place we've never been before. I hadn't even drove by it. So we looked on OnX, which OnX, thank you guys. If you like OnX, they sponsored the channel and gave us free OnX to use while hunting here in Alaska. So check OnX out. So it was very useful when Steven for Bullets and for Bucks was hunting up here,
Yeah.
especially knowing where that 5-mile boundary had to be out past the 5-mile boundary before you could hunt with a gun. So that's that. So anyway, George Solis is here. He's got our first question. What are your thoughts on the 8.6 blackout and the new 5.7 carbine by Ruger? I'm gonna be honest, the 8.6 blackout I'm not very familiar with, other than is it supposed to be like the 300 blackout of the AR-10 platform, if I'm not mistaken. Big heavy bullets, going subsonic, but generating the pressures to feed, and you get more foot-pounds of energy because the bullet's so much bigger and heavier. No longer do you have a 200 grain OTM match, but now you have like a 250 or 275 or 280 or 300 grain bullet. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't even know if I'm remembering correctly on that one. The new 5.7 carbine by Ruger is a good move, because 5.7 by 28 millimeter needs a 10.5, 12-inch barrel to achieve its velocities. And so having a 16-inch barrel, it ought to do well. And it ought to be able to actually fight off the Jaffa and the Gua'uld. And if you don't know what that's a reference to, shame on you. All right. So, all right. What are your thoughts on the 8.6 out blackout? 8.6 blackout.
I'm not that interested in it. I heard when it came out, it was supposed to be this cartridge that does so much with so little, but I have my doubts about it. I'm not very familiar with the 5.7 carbine, so shame on me, I guess. Sorry.
Yep. They just came out with it today. So
the 5.7.
Yeah, the Ruger just literally came out with it today. It has their same pistol grip as their 57 5.7 pistol, and it looks like they literally took the pistol and shoved it up into an MCK kit or whatever, but it's not. It's an actual built gun. So it's kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really light too, like less than 6 pounds. So it's pretty cool. $1,000. Ooh, wow. 1,000 some odd bucks. Okay, wow. Yeah, over $1,000. No, that's a $700, $800 gun all day long. If it's in the $700-800 range, I'd buy it. But $1,000, no. Pierce R says my 2 favorite Magnum Bros. Yeah, but my favorite caliber is a 6.5 Creedmoor. So, am I still your favorite
He's
Magnum?
lying.
No, actually, I love the 6.5 Creedmoor. It's my favorite caliber is actually 6.5 284, but whatever. But no, I love my 7mm. My 7mm rim mag is going to be my main hunting rifle. I just want to kill something with my 6.5 by 284, so I'm hunting with it for a while. And I could have shot multiple caribou on my trip. We just didn't feel like getting more than one out was responsible. So, and the meat would have spoiled. It would taken us so long, 2 days or 3 days to get 2 or 3 of them out instead of 1 day to get one out. Let's see. AR Gun 7076 is here. What's up? How you doing? Good to see y'all. Alaska One Andy, I've already said. Let's see. Martin Horst is here. It's good to see you. That's that. So David Walcott is here. George Solis, Corky Stock, man. Corky, we missed all summer to go shoot your gun, man. You go shoot your gun. How's up with things in Chickaloon? That's the MSRP. All right, 1,000. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for informing me. Yeah, $700-800 gun. If I saw it for $850, that'd be about the max I'd want to pay. Is the .358 Winchester a common? I guess you mean common round to reload? Because if you're talking about 358 Winchester, the answer is no. It's not that common here, but it is what it is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been wet, but it was dry earlier in the summer. Yeah. Z Wilder, how you doing? From Montana. Good to see you. Just loading up some 460 Roland and 9mm. There you go. That's fun. 460 Roland is always fun. Yep. As long as you can get your gun to be reliable and accurate, it is always fun. All right, so since I'm wanting to kill something with my 6.5 by 284, Austin, what is a rifle or a caliber you have or maybe don't have that you would like to try to put down an animal with? Anything. I think I know what you're going to say.
I'm going to go with what you're not thinking. I'm going to pick 270 Winchester.
Oh.
I'm going to be using it for. I'm going to use it for antelope hunting. I got my 130 grain partition. It's not going too fast, but it's shooting almost half-inch groups consistently.
Yeah.
So
antelope. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the velocity is going like 2950, but whatever. So it's not like I'm trying to make it into a Magnum.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's plenty fine enough for antelope for sure.
So I've killed an elk with a 300 Weatherby, so I wasn't going to say 300 Weatherby, but
that's not what I was going to say.
You think I was going to say 257?
I thought you were going to say 257 Weatherby. Yes.
I don't have it yet. That's next year for deer hunting.
Next year for deer hunting.
Yep.
Okay.
So I should be getting the gun in the next month, but I didn't dry out for deer, so I'm not going to be going deer hunting this year.
Okay. Yeah, I am probably going to try to hunt caribou with my 220 250 next year.
That will be fun.
77 grain Barnes TTSX. They're barely bigger. The cows are barely bigger than a mule deer. I mean, not very windy where we were. Well, it could be. So, is there any primer sealant in Anchorage or surrounded area? I don't know. I haven't looked for it in a while. So, look up 44 mag belt fed lever action bullpup. It's weird. And would you recommend suppressing 7 mag or just not worth it? I've considered it, but I'm just not sure if I should suppress it, throw a break on it. Well, it depends on what you're going. First of all, I've got a short of a suppressed 7 mag. I shot it at the Iraq Veteran 88 shoot. And yeah, we were wearing hearing protection, yes. And yes, we were wearing yes, it was supersonic ammo, and yes, there were guns shooting all around us. But I shot it 3 times, and it sounded like a 300 blackout because of the microphone on the camera. So there's that. So yes, I would recommend suppressing a 7mm Remington Magnum. The whole point of suppression is sound reduction, flash reduction. If you have the suppressor screwed onto the outside of a muzzle brake, then you get a lot of recoil reduction too, plus the added weight of the suppressor. And so, yeah, I absolutely recommend it. If it's legal to hunt where you are, yeah, do it. And then, yeah, we'll have to look up this 44 mag belt fed lever action. We'll have to look that up. I'm going to look that up right now. You want George? I guess it's George, not Jorge. George, let me look it up right now. For Magnum belt fed lever action. Let's see. Okay, it's a custom Ruger 96. There's a YouTube video on it. That's kind of cool. All right, yeah. So go check it out if you want to see a custom Ruger 96. That's the old rotary magazine 6-shot Ruger lever action. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would.
All right. Trying to plan another Africa hunting trip for lion. Cool. If I had money, I'd go with you. Grizzly Crazy, share all my videos so I can go with you. All right, and maybe reloading Weatherbeast too. Maybe that guy might deserve it.
Africa.
Yeah. All right. Why do muzzle brake compensator make a gun louder? They don't make the gun louder. They distribute the sound. So instead of all the sound going forward out the barrel, some of the stuff comes out the side, top, bottom, whichever way the holes are. And so the sound comes out in a direction that is closer to your ear. So they don't actually make the gun louder. They make the gun louder to you. If you were 800 yards away from one, the gun would actually be softer. If you were being shot at from 800 yards away, good luck with that. The gun would actually be quieter than a gun that wasn't muzzle braked. That being said, a lot of people muzzle brakes and stuff have things where you can screw the suppressor on the outside of the muzzle brake. And so that's why they make them louder, or that's why they make them perceived to be louder. Agree, Austin? Or
I think so. I'm not some sound physicist or whatever, but that sounds about right.
yeah.
I don't think. I mean, it does definitely sound louder when you're next to it, especially when you're like at a bench at a range.
Yeah,
it's terrible being next to someone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but.
So that's why.
So I have a question. I have a question for you, Chuck.
Okay.
Have you heard of the EC tuner brake? And would you ever want to try one if you know what it is?
Yes, I've heard of it. And essentially, it's the idea that you can tune your brake to your barrel's harmonic vibration, and you should shoot sub MOA with just about anything.
Right.
Or with more loads than you currently can, at least, right?
And it should shoot smaller groups consistently.
Yeah, in theory.
In theory, right.
The harmonics are going to stay the same, and it's not going to help with barrel heat, but the harmonics should stay the same through the barrel heat, is the idea.
Yeah.
My biggest objection to that is Browning tried it. Browning tried it in the late 1990s. 94 to 2001 or something. It was dead by the time I was working in my first gun shop. It was dead. Nobody sold a Browning with the Boss system on it. And the reason why is simple. It screwed up more things than it. It is another point of failure. Anything you have to screw in and retighten, screw the brake down
Hmm.
and screw the tuner, the nut back to the brake. So you're screwing two things together. It would just do that. I'd rather just have an accurate rifle with a good barrel.
There you go.
So that would be my answer. Though I would not be opposed to trying one for the channel and seeing what it works, but like if they wanted to send me one, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I
You
would
wouldn't
just
want to pay $300 for one.
I'm not gonna pay $300 for one just to, you know, just to
Hope that
have
it works.
the hope that it'll work. No. And that's that. All right. So what do you think of it?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds really cool in theory, but I mean, I would love to try one if I didn't have to pay for it, just to see if it does help my
Mhm.
groups out in my hunting rifles. But at this point, I think it's a little pricey for me just to experiment with and buy one.
Yeah, if it were 150 or under, it'd be one thing, but yeah. One movie magic with guns I dislike is Suppressor. Yeah, that irks me to no end because it is not true. Even my 22 stings my ears a little bit with subsonic ammo. It's hearing safe, but even with subsonic ammo and my suppressor, it's still like 89 to 100 decibels. That's a rock concert. That's a loud person playing the drums. That's all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So like, yeah, it's you know,
I
could I
have,
shoot a stray cat in my backyard for food? Yeah, when shit hits the fan, yes, I could. But should I? When it's not shit hits the fan, no, I shouldn't. Although I really hate the cats.
so I've shot a 6.5 Creedmoor suppressed. You did not have to have hearing protection. It was a little loud, but it wasn't
Mhm.
bad at all. And I've
No,
also shot a 30 Nosler with the suppressor, and you definitely still need hearing protection for a 30 Nosler
oh,
suppressed.
I would imagine that's a lot of powder. I've
Yeah,
shot 308 suppressed, same thing. Like, I totally agree. Like, but if you were to shoot it all day, you would want hearing protection. The
yeah,
6.5 more, like if you were to go shoot a match and everybody had suppressed 6.5 Creedmoors, you'd still want hearing protection. So
yeah.
that's that.
But it's nowhere near what the movies make it out to being like this. Pew!
No, the closest thing you can get to that, and it won't get there in tone, but it'll get there in decibel, is the Aguila Calibres or the CB caps, the ones that barely have any gunpowder or no gunpowder and just rely on the primer. If you shoot them out of like a threaded cricket barrel with the suppressor on it, then it'll be almost that. Then you can achieve 70, 80 decibels. Now decibels are not like inches where 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Decibels are exponential in the curve. And I think it's every 3 decibels is double before, so 9 is double 6, but 12 is double 9, but 15 is double 12. Forgive me, I'm getting over a cold. So that's that. Oh well, hey, what are your thoughts on the 264 Winchester? A pawn shop near me has one. I was thinking about picking it up just because it's a good price. Yeah, go get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
I
get
think
it.
it's an very underrated cartridge that's kind of forgotten.
Yeah, cartridges like that are cool. Find some dies. Now, is it 264 or the 284? The 284 is a great cartridge. I don't know anything about the 264 Winchester, but if you like it, cool stuff like that, get it, man. It's a good price, and you're never gonna find ammo for it. You better hand load. I'm
I
sure
think
you
there's still plenty of ammo. I mean, the 264 Win Mag is basically 7 Rem Mag neck down.
do.
Same case.
Okay, so 264 Win Mag, not 264 Winchester. Okay, I'm
I
just double
assume that's what
checking.
he means. There's only one 264
Mm-hmm.
from
So
Winchester.
yeah, I'm assuming that's what he means. So
Yeah.
yeah, see Eric Cortana tuner.
Yeah. Hey, Prepper.
Yeah, what's up? Thoughts on the 225 Winchester pawn shop has a heavy barrel bolt action. I've never heard of it. Just wanted some info.
I've never heard of it.
I've heard of it. What it basically it was a 225. It's like a short magnum for the 22 caliber, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Let me check it out here. Google it just like you would. 225
Let me
Winchester.
Google that for you.
Yeah, let me Google that for you. No, it's an older one. The 225 Winchester cartridge was introduced in 1964 by the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Looks like it was about 2.5 inches in length, and it's a little bit bigger than the 220. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the 223 Remington. So it's in between a 223 Remington and a 22 250, essentially. So there you go. All right. Joel McKinney, I got 528 votes, 10.27%. Okay, I didn't know you were running, Joe McKinney. Yeah. I will concede to Liz Vasquez, either her or Woke Abomination. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Joel, I've seen you on the chat before, man. If I'd known you were running for something, you need to let me know. We could have worked something out. I could have interviewed you or something. You could have shared it on your social media and that kind of thing. It's Remington 700 24 BDL 264 Win Mag Nikon, not with a Nikon scope for $6.99. I'd see if you could talk them down. You said it was for a good price. I'm not happy with that price just because it's an ammo. It's a cheap scope, like unless it's one of Nikon's like Monarch level or higher levels they used to do. So it's a cheap scope. And Nikon scopes were decent. Don't get me wrong. But it's a cheap scope, and I've got three Nikon scopes somewhere. But
isn't the BDL usually around 700 anyway? Or new one?
Yeah, new one. So I would but this is probably an older one with Remington's barrel. I would check if you have a bore scope and he lets you check it out with a bore scope, I'd like check out the barrel or look like that. So that's that. Next time, District 16 house. So where is District 16? Let me do that. Yeah. Is that in Anchorage, Joel, or is that in the valley here or what? So had my 460V altered by TK Custom to take their stainless steel moon clips for 45 ACP, and with Starline brass, it also holds the 460 Roland, 45 Super, and 45 Winchester Magnum cartridges. Now that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Jeffrey, when are you gonna fly up here and we can shoot all that? Make a video. I'll even buy the ammo. I won't buy the plane ticket. YouTube don't pay that much though. So, what 9mm rifle round is popular? I don't know. Ask our president. Apparently, he thinks 9mm and 223s can go through any type of body armor and goes 5 times faster than any other bullet. So, okay, yeah, Anchorage, the airport, Spanard, turning in North Sand Lake. Oh, okay, yeah, so probably a fairly liberal area. There you go. But good luck, my friend. But yeah, we will definitely next time, brother. I mean, it's only 2 years away, right? So I will do what I can to help you. So, yeah. I mean, none of the big candidates. I've been begging Kelly Shabaka for a interview for right now to try to get out Lisa Murkowski, but she would rather identify with Trump than come on and answer my questions. So, and probably a better idea for her, really, but whatever. So, yep. So anyway, that's that. Have you ever shot 9mm in a rifle?
I haven't. Have you?
Oh yeah, it's fun. I've shot the Beretta Storm, the CX Storm, and I'm not saying YouTube where are selling it or promoting the sale of it, but if you like the Beretta CX Storm, go check out my MeWe page. Everybody. All right. So, yeah, it's good. It's fun. So
That would be fun.
that custom 460V reminds me of the Medusa revolver. It chambered like 7 different cartridges and more. There you go. That's cool. Do you guys know at what length the barrel a pistol round will lose its velocity? That depends on the pistol round, the bullet weight, the type of powder used, etc., etc., etc. A 9mm with a 147 grain bullet and something like tight group powder is going to lose it at 7-8 inches. A 9mm with a 90 grain bullet and power pistol, or AA number 7 is going to lose it at 12 or 13 inches. It just depends on what you want to do. 45 ACP, a 230 grain bullet. If it's loaded to plus P, you'll gain about 75 feet per second in a 75 feet per second in a 16-inch barrel. So instead of it going 950 in a plus P 230 grain, it's going to go 1025 ish. I know I've done it on my channel, one of my early old bad videos. With the Chris carbine, we couldn't get through it ran fine with those. That was 230 grain stuff like that. But the 200 grain plus P in the same gun, which wouldn't feed right, Spear Gold Dot, gained over 200 feet per second off the box velocities. So it really depends on the ammo, the load, and stuff like that. If you want a carbine and you want to gain as much velocity as possible in that carbine, you've got to load the lightest bullet with the slowest burning powder, and you got to hand load that. So again, in 9mm, that would be your 90 grain XTP with power pistol, which is the maybe not a slow burning powder, but the slowest burning pistol powder in the manual that I saw. It also gets you the most velocity. So you might be able to get that 90 grain going 1700, 1800 feet per second. Whereas just your 115 grain ball rounds that are barely making 1100 feet per second, if that, you'll be lucky to get 1250, 1275 out of them. So all it depends on what you want to do. To me, there's no point in a 9mm going over 10.5 inches. Just no point. Is there a point in a 9mm going? Is there a point when it comes to lever action carbines for 357 Magnum and 44 Magnum? They have much more powder in them, and they are much more effective, and you typically gain 300 to 400 feet per second in both of those calibers in a lever action and 16 or 18 or 20 inch barrel. So that's that. Saw her on Michael Duke's podcast on Monday. Shabaka, she said, favorite gun is a 380. Well, you got to tell her to come on my show. So when I can afford, I will. Okay, I'll hold you to that. My 460 still chambers and shoots 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum, 454 Soul, 45 long colt, and 45 Schofield without moon clips because I put the extra length firing pin from cylinder and slide. Cool. So you can feel you got so many different rounds you can feed in that thing. That's pretty cool.
Universal gun.
Yeah. So you can shoot a lot of stuff and you don't have to worry about finding stuff. That's cool, man. Jeffrey, that's cool. Yeah, I met her at a rally and talked with her and it's like, hey, I would like to get you on my show. I've got 18,000 subscribers at the time. Now I got almost 9,000 more, or 10,000 subscribers. So with hollow point rounds, is there a difference between cast versus machined? That's a good question. Well, CW
I don't know.
sent me a bunch of casts, so we'll see. If they're soft cast, I imagine they'll break apart a lot quicker because there's no jacket to help hold it together. If they're machined and bonded, it really depends on how they're machined. If you're getting one from a factory that is bonded and it's going to penetrate deeper but still open up. If you're getting one that's not bonded, it's going to just shatter apart generally, or the jacket is crimped in or something like that. So And it just depends. It really just depends. All right, man.
Sorry, I'm having tech issues.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one who lives with bad internet by a mountain. So
Oh, that's just, it's not really my internet. It's user error. I keep hitting the wrong buttons.
I thought you got tired of sitting there for a second. So
No, I was trying to mess with something and I kept hitting the back button and it takes me out of the stream when I hit my back button.
because it takes you to the next website.
Probably.
I think you can load slower powder blue dot with 147 grain and a 16-inch. I mean, work up your load. 124 grain plus P gold dot. I have not tested my FN9 yet for velocity. Yeah. Let me know how it works. Is your FN9 Dan O'Neill a 16-inch? Or that's that. So, yep. That is why it is my SHTF gun, because finding ammunition, the whole problem SHTF. Yep. So, I mean, there's two schools of thought. During hard ammo times, if you have only one gun, you only got to find ammo for one gun. But if you have more than one gun, you can shoot different guns when you can find their ammo. So, it is what it is. Those plastic case ammo casing, how are those? I have no idea, man. I would say Mac did a video on them, Military Arms channel, so go check them out. So
I've seen a video on them. They do not impress me at all.
No,
they're supposed to be super accurate. They're not, and then you can't reload them. So,
and they're expensive per round, if I remember correctly. So
yes, they are very expensive.
Although they could be cheaper per round because the cost involved in the polymer casing is cheaper than making brass, but they have to be mass produced. So if they could perfect it and then mass produce it, it would be cheaper per round. But is what it is.
I don't see the point unless it's just like to make ammo lighter. I don't know.
Yeah, for the soldier to carry more rounds. So if I'm having a 308 Winchester, which is what was the original thought,
Right.
I could carry maybe 4 magazines worth of ammo in my M1A or my M14 at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, where you can carry 7 to 9, depending on how you load out 5.56. And so if I can carry 7 to 9 and still have the power of a 308, because the ammunition is 40% lighter or something like that, there you go. That's cool.
Okay.
On my plate carrier, I have my AR-10 mags in it right now, and I can only carry 3 plus 1 in the gun. So, that means I have 100 rounds available, right? Whereas somebody coming up to me with a similar setup, I can fit 6 AR-15 magazines in it. Plus, I usually have a 20 rounder in the gun. So that's what 6 times 3. That's 180. That's 200 rounds.
Yeah.
And and as you and I know, if you get hit in the right spot with the right bullet, it don't matter, right? So power don't matter. So that's the idea.
Okay.
So I mean that's kind of the idea behind it is it's lighter to carry for hunting purposes, unless it's more waterproof, unless you can just leave it there in a creek overnight, your magazine, pick it up and shoot it the next day. I don't see if it has any purpose for hunting.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need a duffel bag full of magazines. I like the way you think, Joel. I like the way you think. Me and you on the same mind here. Okay. No, that will not be used against you in a future campaign. So, yeah, they were supposed to reduce heat and keep the chamber and barrel cooler and reduce thermal transfer. There was all that too, which was supposed to make it more accurate. Didn't exactly happen. But again, when the cost per round is so high, what's wrong with a little heat in the barrel? So is what it is. So your antelope hunt that's in November, you said? Cool. And your elk tag is going to be
Beginning of October.
beginning of October. Cool. And that's cool. Yeah, we're going after specifically caribou this weekend. We could have gone to a place where we could hunt a lot more stuff, moose and caribou, but it's been so muddy and it's basically four-wheeler trails, and all I got that is that little mini bike that I wrecked myself on and got the scars here from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's been so muddy. If you hit a really slick area, that black back wheel slips on you. Not the front wheel that you're holding on to that has no weight. The back wheel will slide on you. And it's not fun. It's not a fun thing. It's good on a dry path, but that's about it. So
Is that all you're going to be hunting this year? Is caribou
and ducks? Yeah.
Okay.
Caribou and ducks. I might take my mini bike up the mountain. I can hunt moose right across from me. While I'm hunting ducks near me, there's also a harvest moose ticket that I can hunt for like the month of September. And I've seen several moose in there with me hunting. So I mean, it's a good possibility I could hunt. So there's that. Like I would definitely consider it a good possibility. Yeah. But I wouldn't consider it it would be one of those things where, oh my God, there's a 50-inch bull right there. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Amen. Boom. There was one that was close one year. He was really close. I want to say it was about 3 years ago now. So if he's still around and still alive, that bull would be nice. He was really close. That one would be absolutely be dead. So,
is there any kind of restriction on what kind of bull, how big of a bull you can shoot? Like,
yeah, so in most areas, they have to have 4 brow tines on one side or 50 inches.
Okay. And that's
Some
for
areas can
residents
be
as
3.
well.
Yeah. So some areas can be 3 inches. So,
Okay.
it's rabbit season, duck season. There you go. What are your thoughts on the 277 Fury? I kind of think the military is doing what the FBI did with the 40, switching from 9 to 40 and then back to 9. And might go back to 3 after a few years after Ballistics. So not impressive. First of all, the 277 Fury is impressive. The military loads are impressive. 3,000 feet per second with a 130 grain bullet.
130 or 135.
Yeah, something like that. From a 14.5-inch barrel, and it's an armor piercing round. So that's probably not enough speed to get through good level 4 plates and vests, but it'll do a lot of damage to those plates.
It'd be much more effective than a 5.56. So
yeah, it'd be much more effective than a 5.56. Having the full auto toggle switch on such a gun, no, that's dumb. It should have been semi-automatic only. So I actually think it's a good move. Like I do. I like it.
it's basically having a 270 Winchester.
Yeah, it's basically
As
having a
an AR.
270 Winchester, but cooler because it's not a FUD gun. Anyway, just kidding. You guys know I love the 270 Winchester. I got a 270 Winchester sitting right here beside me. I can't grab it on YouTube. You know how it is. But is what it is. So yeah, and the 338 Norma mag. Yeah, the 338 Norma with the right rounds. That's going to be a nice heavy machine gun. Hey, this is like people thinking criticizing stuff. Like this is like our near peer adversaries, Russia and China, are carrying level 4 body armor plates, ceramic plates, and they have adapted their rounds to shoot through said plates. So that means we have to adapt our rounds to shoot through said plates, and the only way to really do that, since I proved an armor piercing 300 Win Mag would not go through a high quality level 4 plate, and maybe I should send you those bullets, Austin. But good luck finding the, hopefully you can get a company to send you some stuff.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll work something out. But yeah. So good luck with that. And the 277 Fury with the right type of bullet, of course, And the 338 Norma with the right type of bullet will penetrate those plates, whereas 308 Winchester would not. Although there is one loading for the 308 Winchester, I think that the new 130 grain armor piercing for it, and they can get it going really pressured high at over 3,000 feet per second and a 20-inch, 22-inch barrel. But again, it's a 22-inch barrel and not a 14.5-inch barrel. So that's pretty good. You know, you make a DMR in the 2770 Fury, so you make a designated marksman rifle, and you give it an 18.5-inch or 20-inch barrel, and now you're getting 3,200 feet per second, because that's 5.5 inches at 20-inch barrel. You know, 25 to 50 feet per second per barrel inch, depending on the type of powder. So now 3,200 feet per second, 3,250, 3,300 is not impossible in a 20-inch barrel in that. Now you're talking like a legit, you know, the BC isn't that high. I mean, it's just a 270 Winchester, but you know, bullet, it's just a .277-inch barrel bullet. It's not your 6.5s, but you know, it's not horrible. So you could, and the speed it's going at, the BC don't matter, you know. It's BC doesn't catch up with a lot of speed. It helps with wind resistance and it helps with a lot of other stuff, but the 6.5 Creedmoor does not catch up to a 270 anywhere down the chart out to 1,000 yards, you know. So that's what it is. Going to neck down a 338 Lapua case to take a 180 grain bullet to push to 4,000 feet per second. Cool.
You can shoot a 180 grain without necking it down.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
I mean, you can shoot a 180 grain in a 338 Win Mag. You can in a 338 Lapua.
You should be able to put it in there. Yeah.
I bet there's load data for it too.
That's what I'm checking. Barnes right now. Barnes .338 Lapua load data.
Is it a 185 grain TTSX? You think?
They make a 160 grain in 338.
Oh, wow.
I've done a video on it.
Yeah.
338 Lapua Magnum, 160 grain with Magnum powder in a 24-inch Krieger barrel, Krieger with Magnum powder 3670. That's all you're going to get.
Still fast.
Yeah. You know, but it was going 3290 in my 338 Win Mag. So 3670 doesn't sound that fast considering how much bigger the casing is.
Yeah.
And holding 25 to 35 more grains of powder, or more than that, really. That's 116.2 grains compressed charge. The 185 is at 3416. So I don't think you're going to get to 4,000 feet per second, my friend. But now those are Barnes bullets, though, so they're longer because they're copper. So could be possible to get there. But I found that Barnes bullets with the Barnes data generally is faster than Hornady lead bullets, you know. So why would we neck down a 338 case to take a bullet that it already accepts? So Dior, let me know how that works. Why? Teach me something, Dior. Teach me something. Dior.
Maybe he meant something different. I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe he meant neck down the case.
Maybe he meant a 30 caliber.
To a 30 caliber, yeah. But you're still going to have the issue. It's still going to have the same. It's actually going to have a little less powder capacity. So
right.
It's not going to
get
there.
Going to be longer.
The bullet's going to be longer, so it's not going to get there. Let's see. Yeah, it outperforms with the Army hat, but once you compare it to like 175 grain throw 8 match rounds, that gap changes out to 700, and just their performance doesn't seem to really show that much advantage. Yeah. But it's the armor piercing capability out of a 14.5-inch barrel. You know, 175 grain 308 did not perform like that at 700 yards out of a 14.5-inch barrel. So
yeah, I don't know if the 277 Fury is really meant as a long distance cartridge.
I think it can do it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not meant for it. No, you'd be better off with like a jacked up 6.5 PRC. Bullpup versus regular rifle layout. Personally, I'll stick with regular rifle layout because it's simple and no point to have the chamber anywhere near my face anymore. I typically agree with you. Bullpups are much more fun to shoot and nice to keep short without having a folding stock and all that kind of stuff. They kind of became popular in the 90s during the assault weapons ban that didn't stop any school shootings. So there's that. So that's that. Why not go 6.5 by 300 Magnum if you're wanting to burn a barrel in less than 1,000 rounds? I think the point of the earlier comment is he wanted to get 4,000 feet per second, and I was kind of showing him that wasn't possible with what he was going to do. I've got 3930 out of a 300 Win Mag. It's all about using a lightweight bullet, but is what it is. For bullpups, though, the biggest thing about bullpup is a trigger pull. Like, find me a bullpup with a 3.5 pound trigger pull. I'll sell every gun. No, I won't, but I'll sell some guns to get it. Like, when you have a trigger linkage that's this long from out in front of you to the action being back here, I mean, there's no way that's going to be 3.5 pounds. You're lucky if it's 7. You're lucky if it's crisp. You're lucky if it's not spongy. You're lucky if it's not creepy, So, and that's that. So, 6.5 by I do not know any 6.5 by 300 Weatherby round that can get to 3,700 feet per second.
I think you can load up a 100 grain bullet or even a 90 grain bullet. That's where you're getting those velocities.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at 110 grain bullets and I could not get it anywhere close to that. Here's a PDF I'm downloading right here. Okay. Yeah, with the 95 grain. Oh, wow. They're saying 3567.
That's it?
No, no, you can get 38. A 38 with a 100 grain AMAX.
There you
But
go.
only 35, 50, 67 with a 95 grain VMAX. So that's weird. Nope,
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Yeah. This is the website I was looking at because I was trying to get the one. So I mean, I would love to have a 6.5 by 300 Weatherby. And here's my thing about it is, I'm trying to pierce body armor with a round that you can at least hand load for, right? Least popular enough round to hand load for. 6.5 by 300 Weatherby definitely, fits that bill. I have these 110 grain solid match for it. And because they're longer than a regular lead bullet, I either have to use 120 grain data or chance it with a 107 grain data. That's right here. In the 107 grain data, I could get it going 3788 in theory. And that's anything, you're to pierce body armor, you're going to have a extremely solid bullet. And level 4 body armor, 3,700 feet per second is as much as you want to go, right? So, is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, again, variable knife is correct. Yeah, but you sacrifice the whole reason of having a 6.5. I bought a Ruger American Ranch in 450. How can I get a trigger to break at 2.8 pounds? Look in your owner's manual. I think there's you got to take it apart and there's a little screw. If I'm not mistaken, but you got to take you got to take it off, stock off, and when you put the stock back on, you got to use an inch-pound torque wrench and torque it to the correct torques. Also, should be in the owner's manual. If not, Ruger, call Ruger and they'll do it. They'll tell you how to do it. As to the point for arms versus armor race, we seem to be going back to a higher caliber round in the future. Yeah, because we can no longer pierce body armor with 223 5.56. I mean, go watch Buffman Range and all of his body. I don't think he's had 5.56 go through a single level 4 or level 3 plus. I know I haven't in any of his videos. So check out Buffman Range. If you hadn't checked out his channel, it's a great channel. He's a great guy too. Lots of advice he's given me. So is the parent case for the 6.5 by 300 Weatherby still the 300 Win Mag? No.
It's a 300 Weatherby.
Yeah, 300 Weatherby mag. So it's like, that's crazy. Yeah. Guess what happens to have a 95 grain bill at 3,500 feet per second striking velocity? A lot of guns. Yeah. Guess what happens to? Oh, guess what happens to? Okay, sorry. It grenades. Yeah. I mean, that's the point. Yeah. I feel like the reason to change for high calibers, we went to close range jungles and then out of nowhere, open deserts, 300 plus yards shots happen and barriers were common and need higher caliber. Yeah. 7x57 with full metal jacket. No, really. Yeah, I believe it. Some of the full metal jackets used to be really weakly bonded. Isn't the 300 Weatherby the same case as the 300 Win, but longer? You answer that, you know.
Yeah. It holds about like 5 to 8 more grains of powder than a Win Mag.
Yeah. So. Armor looks small. Lots of skin in the open. Yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, you can always try to shoot around the armor, but, you know, let's be honest. When you're talking about combat accuracy, you take the best shot you can get. Shooting under stress. I mean, I've never been in combat. I'm just saying what those people have. They wouldn't take me with all my ailments. God bless those that did and are. But yeah. Plates. We're talking about plates, level 4 ceramic plates for 87,000 IRS agents coming to take your money. Yes, I know that just got put me on a watch list. No, I don't care. So when 87,000, when an army of 87,000, more than the Visigoths sacked Rome with, okay? An army of 87,000 men and women that are armed come to take your money away from you because they can't quit taxing and spending stuff. King George would have loved to have an 87,000 man army to enforce taxes. I mean, let's be honest, you know. So, is what it is. So, higher caliber when the round won't go through, but they'll feel it hit them. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. It all depends on bullet construction, man. Once you get it going fast enough, yeah, it'll go through. But you can't have a bullet that's not tough enough. Most bullets will shatter at speed. So that's that. Bullets are designed to protect core organs, not your arteries. But that's why you have your what do you call them? Not the bandages, the ones you twist and can stop bleeding with. Tourniquets. That's why you have your tourniquets in your kit. What's wrong with my brain tonight? So someone needs to make an AR-15 called the DeSantis. Yep. I think we're going to have to change with the cartridges because we've already pushed too many of these to their limits. So what's next? Yep.
Are you talking hunting or military application?
I think they're talking military application, but
okay.
I'd agree with that, but I mean a hunting application too. I mean 270 has been pushed to its max, so they came out with the 6.5 Western once the shorter casing, higher BC came into vogue. You know?
Yeah.
264 Winchester, 1-7 twist versus 6.5 PRC, both 26-inch barrels. 6.5 PRC wins a little bit velocity because Like I have not seen 264 Winchester Magnum loaded up to really beat 6.5 PRC. I know it probably has more powder capacity and probably can do it, but when you look up the actual load data on it, like, so I'm on the Hornady app right now. Let me look it up. Come on, internet, let's go.
I have my doubts that the 6.5 PRC gets the velocities that Hornady says it does. But
I wouldn't disagree with you. All right, 6.5 264 Winchester Magnum with a, let's just go with the 147 grain bullet. ELD match. Okay, good bullet for match. They are listing in the 264 Winchester Magnum 147 grain ELD match 3,050 feet per second. In the 6.5 PRC,
I think it's about the same.
yeah. Hold on. The app's not exactly friendly for switching back and forth between calibers this quickly. In the 6.5 PRC, sounds like a good video for you to do, Austin, on your little cartridge comparison videos that you do.
Yeah.
Look that down.
I wonder if the pressures are lower in the 264 Win Mag, and that's why the PRC matches it, or goes faster.
The max is 3,050 feet per second.
Yeah.
So both with either Retumbo or Alliant 26, Reloaded 26, which you cannot find. So
I
that
mean, the
is one
260.
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, mocked me on that 270 video. Yeah, you need a 26-inch barrel and Reloaded 26 to get your 6.5 PRC to do that, and you can't find it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Can't find it. Can't find 6.5. Can't find any of that. Yeah. Well, so does every other gun, but bending ballistics. You can get a 28-inch barrel. You can get any long-action cartridge. Any cartridge with over 50 grains of powder in it is going to benefit from a 28-inch barrel. In fact, I've had people tell me they get insane speeds from a 6.5 Creedmoor in a 28-inch barrel. So, like, yeah, it's crazy, but still. Yeah, I think if you experimented with the cartridges, you could get a lot more than what the load manual says, but that's that. I'm having a 7mm rim mag, great caliber, built on a 30-inch barrel. There you go. Nothing like being able to touch the deer out of your deer blend. So there you
go.
Yep.
But hey, you'll get probably 100 feet per second more than, at least.
More than that, because that's what I get in a 26-inch barrel. So,
yeah.
I mean, if everything's loaded to the factory properly and factory ammo, I get 100, 150 feet per second more in the box. Same thing with reloaded ammo, more than the manual in a 26-inch barrel, because most of the manuals are a 24-inch barrel. So I'm betting
200 at least.
At least 200, 225, 250 is very possible. Yeah, variable knife. I want to hear the results on that. Maybe you can take some video and send it. We can make a video together, and we can, like Austin and I did with this 300 Weatherby versus 300 Win Mag. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. So, 30-inch barrel, 7mm rim mag video. That would be cool. The idea is to go 1,600 plus yards. There you go. So, what's your twist rate? Are you going to get a 1 in 7 so you can shoot like the 175 and the 190 grains they make for it?
I hope so, with that long of a barrel.
Yeah.
Unless he's just wanting to really get high velocities with 120 grains or something.
Yeah, 7mm PRC has been really slowed down by Hornady. It was before semi-spec, known as the 7mm saw. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not know that. Is the 300 Weatherby better than the Win Mag in typical hunting scenarios? Generally curious, not poking fun. I would venture to say, I mean, typical hunting scenario, if you need to find ammo for it right now, no. but it's hard to find ammo for either one where I live because they're both popular here. But as far as like in good times when there's no ammo crisis and prices are down, back in the days of La La Land and before they printed money and inflation. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, then yeah, the 300 Weatherby with the same bullet will do way more, at least 150 feet per second with the max charges, the max powder, than and sometimes 200, than the 300 Winchester Magnum. Does that do more on the game animal? Depends on the game animal. Depends on the bullet you're using. So, I mean, yeah, if you're using a bad bullet, that's going to break your bullet apart faster and actually be worse on game. But if you're using a good bullet like LRX or, TTSX or Accubond Long Range or Accubond, then yeah, it would it would be good. What do you think? Since you're the 300 Weatherby mag, I just did,
Okay.
Skyler. I just did me and Austin did a video together. 300 Weatherby mag versus 300 Win mag.
Okay, it all comes down to this. If you reload, there's not a huge difference between the Win Mag and the Weatherby. And I would say get a Weatherby if you just absolutely love that cartridge, or a Weatherby cartridge. And if you don't reload and you just want that extra 250 to 300 feet per second with factory ammo. Because the Weatherby factory ammo is just as fast as what I could hand load. They have it cooking. So,
yeah.
But it's expensive. You pay for it.
Yeah. So variable knife is getting that in a 1.75, 1 and 7.5 twist barrel.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Hope it smokes the 7 PRC. Should.
So did Sarah Palin win? So it's a ranked choice voting. The top 4 contenders go to the ballot box. That's what happens. So we'll see. She was one of the top 4 contenders in the primary. Yes. Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. Variable knife. Do they still make 10 gauge rounds? Yes. Oh, well, they're still listed in ammo categories. I don't know. I haven't seen any in the shelf in a while. Yeah. A 12 gauge 3-inch or 3.5-inch Magnum gets really close, or if not more than. So why not? Yeah. Doesn't Weatherby still hand load most of their ammo versus running it through a standardized machine? I don't know.
I think it's through a standardized machine.
Yeah, I never knew that they hand loaded it at all. So,
yeah.
Yep. So, all right, guys, we've been going about an hour. I'll get this last question. Here you go. Thoughts on all copper hollow point like Barnes, but in pistols. And rifle speeds help them open up, but in pistols, I feel like it won't expand properly. Dude, I've done videos on this. The cavity is so big on the Barnes TAC XPD series. The 9mm, the 45. I think I've done a video with the 45 and the 9mm. Even with low velocity in the 45, man, it opens up. They are not the same as the rifle rounds. You can't get them going as fast because they're so long. That 140 grain I loaded up in 10mm was longer, way longer than a 200 grain XTP. So much so that you couldn't, like, I could get a 150 grain lead bullet, 155 grain lead bullet going way faster than a 140 grain Barnes bullet. Just because it's so long and it takes the powder capacity out. But that being said, I did a video on it. It's a great penetrator and a great expander. So yeah, I'd do that. So Austin, tell us what's coming up on your channel.
I'm doing more podcasts, so I'm going to try to do a podcast with Bullets for Bucks and some other YouTube channels, and probably some more cartridge comparisons. And then I will film my elk hunt, whether it's successful or not. Probably won't be, but I'm going to try.
Good luck bringing tripod. Yeah, cool. I'm going to try to film my caribou hunt this weekend, which I need to start actually getting ready for. So there's that. So So that's being said, is what it is. We have a 264 Winchester that shoots a 140 grain power points at 3,100 feet per second. And it's accurate enough for an average bullet. Take care and thank you both for your effort. Yeah. Now, see, that's what I would think it would be. You know,
It should.
good luck north of Brooks Range. I'm not actually going up there for caribou. I already went up there this year for caribou once, and luck wasn't needed. Well, luck for caribou was not needed. Luck for a safe journey was needed. So anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow on that caribou stuff. So cool. See you later. Good luck hunting, Chunk. Chunk. Yeah, you're right. I gotta lose some weight. Chunk. I know you meant Chuck. All right. God bless.
Didn't call you Chook.
Yeah, at least you didn't call me Chook. Yeah. Chunk is better than Chook. More accurate too.